This belted kingfisher had just taken flight from the branch when I snapped this photo. Sometimes you just get lucky. The snowy egret had a look of determination in his eyes while chasing down its next meal. This big boy was taking a nap in the warmth of the sun. He's about 10 to 11 feet long. I know you are all going to think I have a thing about yellow flowers, but there are several different varieties that bloom in the fall and winter months here in Florida. When you have a field of flowers like this, it is hard not to click the shutter, so I always do. You'll just have to put up with it. This rattlebox bush is the one that has the pods with seeds inside, and when they die and dry out, they rattle when you shake them, and thus their name, Rattlebox. I showed this in another video from Payne's Prairie Preserve State Park. There's a link in the description below if you want to see one up close and personal. The majestic osprey, Mark Smith's favorite bird, one of mine as well. Check out Mark's channel if you haven't already. He just came out with a beautiful new book on ospreys, link in the description. Queen Anne's lace, a beautiful flower that's common around wetlands in Florida. This field of flowers made a terrific panorama shot. A primrose willow which comes in over 30 different varieties just in Florida alone. This is a juvenile common gallinule. Another juvenile common gallinule eating a snack while staring right at me. A palm tree with rattlebox plants on each side of the frame. This is the St. Augustine Lighthouse. Look at the golden slippers on this snowy egret. The water is clear enough to easily see them even though the sun was getting low in the sky. Mr. Gator is toting around some foliage on the end of his nose. I guess he's trying to camouflage himself so he can sneak up on something. Wow, look at my reflection. This is a juvenile little blue heron who is just starting to get its blue feathers. They are white when they are young and confuse a lot of people who think they are a snowy egret. The next few photos are of palm warblers. A great blue heron perched in a dead tree. The Glossy Ibis is a gorgeous bird with its brown and gold feathers that glisten in the sunlight. Another juvenile little blue heron starting to get its blue feathers. A belted kingfisher posing for me. That's unusual for this bird. They are generally hard to photograph. I think this flock of pied-billed grebes are part of the fall migration since you don't usually see them in groups this large. Generally you see just a few together or many times just one or two. A primrose willow with a bee partaking of its nectar and pollen. A brown pelican hanging out on top of a post along Biolab Road on Merritt Island, very close to the launch pads at Cape Canaveral. In fact, when you get to the end of the road, you are looking at one of the launch pads used by SpaceX. I caught this great egret just as he lifted off the branch he was perched on. This great blue heron had just touched down when I snapped this image. I think phoebes are really cute little birds. The flasher, a great blue heron drawing its wings, reminds me of a flasher. All he needs is a black overcoat. And hingas can be beautiful birds like this one. Just another gator, but people like gators. These two bobtail grackles took turns trying to impress the females. They were quite elegant while they were doing it. I've been trying to get this shot for years and I finally found the location that had what I was looking for. I found one up at Sweetwater Wetlands Park, which you will see in a later video, but it was not as good as this one. I call it the lone palm in a sea of grass. There were clouds in the sky and water in the foreground. The sky could have been better, but I thought it was a great scene to capture. Another shot of a glossy ibis glowing in the sun. Grass blooms that have turned to seed. The wind will soon carry the seeds far and wide to start new life and continue the species. A different angle of the lone palm. The lone palm is the one to the far right of the screen. The sky is better in this one, but I didn't do a sky replacement. A juvenile little blue heron. Look at how this bush has girdled this palm tree. Talk about a tight squeeze. I am not a botanist, but I think this is some variety of Heliopsis. Identifying flowers in Florida can be a real challenge. This was shot at Black Point Wildlife Drive on Merritt Island, Florida. I thought it made a great landscape shot of old Florida. The next two shots are of a juvenile black-crowned night heron. This red-shouldered hawk was sitting on a power line tower looking for his next meal below in the weeds. A bright green fern stood out among the dark green of its surroundings and the dark blue flowers in the background. This small mangrove tree in the middle of the bay stood out among the large mangrove trees on the shore in the background. The calm water and reflection added to the scene. The next several shots are of flowers we ran across on our journey. I shot this video of muley grass at Anastatia State Park in St. Augustine, Florida. The next two videos are of alligators. Look at how little effort this gator puts into swimming, and look how fast he is going. Look at the foliage reflection at the top of the screen and you can see how fast he is moving. Thanks for joining me on Field Trip Part 1. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more of my videos, please hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. It helps me with YouTube. If you want to be notified when I post a new video, please hit the bell button. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Oh, and get out there and shoot. You can't learn to be a better photographer sitting on your couch.